Hello, tea friends. This is Barb from Barb's Tea Service, and we're back with our podcast courtesy on TV Studios. And I'm here, as always, with my co-host, studio engineer, and arm candy, Chris Gully.
Well, thank you. I am here. We're putting the pod in podcasting.
Oh, I
don't know what that means.
I don't either, but I like it.
Okay. All right.
Okay, so this is podcast 82.
We keep rolling them out.
We do. And since our last podcast, which, by the way, was just wonderful, we had Kevin West, who co-owns Roses of Silverbell in Lake Orion, beautiful antiques and collectible store that they have their own tea and honey.
Right.
What a treat. And we're looking forward to their tea and honey event.
It was.
Next
great.
month.
Yes, it's going to be great.
It is. So we haven't gotten an official date yet, but we will let you know when we hear.
Yep.
But we have been busy since that podcast. We've been traveling. We have been doing the tourist in our own town adventure.
I love that.
Yeah. A lot to explore within a couple hours, right? So this time we were in Ann Arbor and Dexter.
Right.
And we were not only patrons of the art,
but
patrons of a very famous delicatessen.
We were patrons of pastrami.
We were.
All right.
And it's been another week of our favorite author, Jane Austen.
Yes.
So we wrapped up The Other Bennett Sister.
Right.
That was on the BBC.
BritBox.
BritBox. That's right. Yeah. So we got it, and it was interesting because they had a trial, free trial for, what, a week?
A week, but it's a 10-episode series. They got us.
They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we're rewatching the ultimate Pride and Prejudice adaptation to the screen.
Yes.
1995 BBC version.
Yes.
So wonderful. Highly recommend. And we're also brushing up on Jane Austen insults.
Okay.
Not to Jane, but from Jane.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. So that brings us to what we plan to cover today.
All right. Let's have it.
We're going to cover Zingerman's Delicatessen.
Okay.
Old and new traditions.
Oh, okay.
And
you're breaking into song.
I know. No one asked for an encore from me, but and the wicked wisdom and sarcasm from Jane Austen.
Okay.
And if we have time, and I think we will, we'll cover hotel etiquette.
Okay. Because we have to.
Yes.
Right.
But first, tea.
All right. Here we go. Okay.
Okay. So today we're sampling Golden Eyebrow, and this is from Zingerman's Delicatessen.
That's an odd name.
It is. There's a reason for it, which I'll talk about.
Very good.
But what do you think about the taste?
So I had to dig out my my tasting wheel. This is my Twinings Tea Academy tasting wheel, stolen from the internet. And so I was looking at this, and definitely I have to put my glasses on. So definitely, like, the first thing that hits you is kind of definitely a maltiness.
Yes.
And that kind of puts it in the sweet sweet sector.
Okay.
Which I kind of get.
Yes.
But there's also kind of adjacent to it like a roasted nut kind of thing going on.
Yes. I'm definitely getting that.
Which is kind of more of a nut. So it's got kind of a mix of maltiness and nuttiness. It's very smooth and very well balanced and very drinkable.
Yes, I like it. And you have really nailed it again.
Yeah. Well,
here's the tasting notes on the package.
Okay.
Honeysuckle. So you detected a little bit of sweetness.
Right.
Burnt sugar.
Yeah.
Kind of gives that roasted, I think.
Okay. Yeah.
And malted grain.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
But I like it because it's smooth. It's not heavy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And this is just delicious.
Yep.
I had to have another sip before I go on.
All right.
So I chose this tea for a few reasons. One is we're really breaking out of the Earl Grey.
Okay, you gotta venture out occasionally.
Yeah, I think we've overplayed that. Everybody knows. Yeah. We've tried every variation. Not that there's anything wrong with it.
No, nothing wrong with it.
Not to say we won't do more in the future.
Okay.
But
we've been warned.
Yes. But so we're trying different ones. And
Right.
2, this came from Zingerman's Deli in Ann Arbor, which we just visited first time
Yes, I mean,
ever.
we've been talking about for years, and finally, we were finally dragged out there by some friends.
Right. And it was kind of interesting for me to see that they had their own private label blend of teas.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, and thirdly, this is a nod to the keen observer of society, Jane Austen,
Yes.
who certainly raised a few eyebrows in her time.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
All right.
All right. But before we go to Austen land, just want to talk a little bit about this tea.
Okay.
Like you said, it has an unusual name.
Right.
Chinese name is Jin Jun Mei,
Okay.
which I hope I'm pronouncing that correctly, but
you aren't.
right. This is where we need Rachel in
Yeah.
here. Okay, so it translates to noble or high quality golden eyebrow.
Okay.
And it comes from the Fujian province in China.
Okay.
And this region is known for producing really great oolongs and black tea,
Right.
including Lapsang Souchong.
Oh, okay. That's the real smoky stuff.
Right,
Yeah, okay.
right. And we've talked about this
Right.
in previous podcasts. Yeah, it's got that heavy
It's
smoke.
campfire.
It's like a campfire.
Yeah.
So this golden eyebrow comes from the same region,
Okay.
but it isn't the heavy smoky like Lapsang Souchong.
Right.
And neither does it have centuries-old history.
Okay.
Do you know this tea is less than a quarter of a century? It's not even 25 years
Wow.
old. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, so here's a little bit about
Yeah.
the background on golden eyebrow. It was created in 2005
Okay.
when some folks from Beijing
Mm-hmm.
came to this region and suggested to one of the tea producers who did a lot of Lapsang Souchong
Right.
to try something a little bit different. Only buds.
Right. Okay. All right.
Only muffin tops.
Yeah. Okay.
Only the tops.
Okay.
So
There's a reference.
Yes. So only the buds.
Right.
Rather than the traditional one bud, two leaves.
Right.
And so the reason they suggested this is that it will produce not that heavy,
Right.
like smoky,
Right, right.
smoky,
Uh-huh.
the Lapsang Souchong, and also have make a more delicate,
Right.
smoother drink,
Right.
and something that had a little bit more wide appeal.
Yeah. Right.
Because
Drinkability.
right? Because Lapsang, it's not everybody's cup of tea. It's a niche,
Right.
you know?
Right.
Some people love it.
Yeah.
Some people,
Yeah. I was camp.
yeah, I know. And sometimes just opening the
Yeah.
package will turn some folks off,
Yeah.
but it is good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
certain times it's nice to have. But
Right.
anyway, so they created this
Right.
in 2005, and the name comes from the shape of the tea leaves.
Okay.
When they're done,
Right.
after they're oxidized, they curl up and they
Yeah.
look like little eyebrows.
Ah.
Okay, so no surprise, this is a little bit more labor intensive.
Yep.
Comes with a higher price tag.
Okay. All right.
Okay, but there are variations. There's a range of price.
Right.
There's some lower quality. The lower quality tends to be older. It tends to come from older buds.
Sure.
They're bigger.
Right.
And actually, it's interesting that they'll produce a more uniform gold color.
Okay.
But the high quality is newer, smaller buds.
Okay.
And then they get a mix of black and gold.
Oh. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
So I'm going to show a couple things to the camera.
All
You know what? I don't have the bowl of the loose tea.
Oh. Okay.
But I will show you. Can you see that?
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
And we did a blog about this, so you can learn more about it, and you'll
Right.
see what the leaves look like.
Right,
And
right.
this is a mix of black and gold.
Right.
But really cool. It's
Yeah.
from Zingerman's,
All right.
Okay. And we'll also talk about the steeping and the price as
Okay.
well
All right.
in this week's blog.
All right.
Okay, so we really did enjoy Zingerman's.
Right.
And I would say, so you got to have one of your favorite sandwiches.
Yes, that's right. Yes, right. Yeah, pastrami sandwich. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And I would say, I don't know if this tea would go with pastrami, but we also bought the pastry, the Jewish pastry rugula.
Yes.
And
Yes.
it pairs really nice with this chocolate rugula.
I'm a fan.
Oh.
I don't know that I've ever had that arugula, but it was very good.
It was. And this place, we're going to talk more about Zingerman's later. I'll also do a blog about
Right.
it. But what a cool place.
It was, yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So it just for the uninitiated, so we went on a Saturday, crazy busy,
Yes.
but they 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 have crowd control.
Mm-hmm.
They got lots of help especially you walk in and it's a kind of a sensory overload thing, and
It is.
and you're not sure where to go, and so anyway, it's like Disney World, helpers.
Right.
They got a lineup queue, and they got people helping you with the ordering, and they tell you where to go next, and it was actually a very enjoyable experience. That could have been chaos.
Mm-hmm.
It was controlled chaos, but it was very good.
You're right, because some people were taking forever at the order kiosk, and I'm going, what's so difficult?
Yeah.
But it's not McDonald's.
No.
So you can,
No.
Big Mac,
Yeah.
coffee, French fries. This one, you've got all different choices.
You got to customize.
Yes, So you're right. They did a really good job of organizing that. Okay, so from Zingerman's in Ann Arbor, we traveled a little bit further, about 20 minutes west to Dexter.
Yes.
And we went to the Encore Theater on Ann Arbor Street in Dexter.
Sure.
And we saw a musical.
Yes.
This was, here's a hint, tradition.
Wow, you hit every note.
Off. Right. Okay, of course, this is Fiddler on the Roof.
Right.
And we love the movie.
Right.
But this was an actual theater production.
Yeah, and I should mention, so after we saw the play, we went back home and watched the movie with Topol. And it was so great.
It is. I mean, the music you can't beat. But it's fun to see a live production.
Yeah. So the set was very spare.
Mm-hmm.
And it was great. I mean, it was just, and they had the kind of the orchestra. It was a live orchestra, kind of lined up in the back, and it was just so well directed. I don't know who the director was, but it's like they nailed this
Absolutely,
production.
they did, and one of the actors, this gentleman named Dan Zimberg. He is friends with friends of ours and fellow podcasters.
Right.
Podcasters of Your Speaking Matters.
Yes.
And so he played one of the people in the village.
Right.
He was
Avram, the bookseller.
The bookseller. That's right.
Yeah.
And so he lived in this village, and
Anatevka.
What's
a song?
Yes, Anatevka.
Yeah.
So I learned.
You're going to do the whole play here, aren't you?
Yes.
Right.
Wait till I get to sunrise, sunset.
Right.
I know. Okay. So afterwards, Daniel came out and met with us. It was really he's originally from Farmington Hills, so he's a local young man.
The local guy makes good.
Right.
Yeah.
But he lives in New York.
Right.
He's an actor.
Right.
And we were sort of tempted to ask if he knew some mutual friends of our son and daughter-in-law who live in New York, because they're very connected to the acting community.
Right.
But,
that usually does not end well. I mean, New York's kind of a big place.
It kind of is, right? It's not like Anatevka, right?
Right.
All right. So it was fun seeing all the actors come out afterwards. And
in their civilian clothes.
Yes, they all look so much younger.
Yeah, I know.
But we would highly recommend this.
Yeah,
and it is, if you still want to go see it.
Right.
It's playing until July 19th.
Right.
And we saw a matinee.
Right.
But if you want to know more about this, it is the Encore Theater in Dexter.
Yes.
So to get hours and all that.
Right.
Okay. So from the humor and wisdom of Tevye.
Okay.
To the wit and wisdom of Jane Austen.
I think it's all connected.
It is. I'm working on the transitions.
Okay. Very good.
All right. So, Chris, when we were in Kingston, Ontario, earlier this month, we went to the bookstore there.
Right.
And you found this book.
Okay. Yes. Caught my eye. Yes.
So this is the Jane Austen insult guide for the well-bred woman.
I was instantly curious about this.
I know. It's an attention grabber.
Right.
And the subtitle is Serving Tea with a Side of Scorn.
Is that a play on scone?
It is.
Okay.
How do you like your scorn?
Yeah.
Little lemon curd?
Yeah, there you go. Wow. Okay.
All right. So this is a novelty book, of course.
Right.
And it's taken from the novelist.
Right.
Her letters and her books.
Right.
Now, she only, as we've talked about before, she's only in her lifetime, only.
Yeah.
But they're masterpieces.
Right.
6 completed novels.
Right.
But there has been so much written about her.
Right.
Okay, so there's biographies, there's literary analysis.
Right.
There's things on tea, Jane Austen and tea, Jane Austen in the garden.
Fan fiction, yeah.
Fan fiction, Jane Austen wardrobe. That would fill libraries.
Right.
And humble as mine is, it fills a lot of mine.
Right.
And this book, it goes where others have gone before, but it's kind of, what its little twist is that it has modern day adaptations that you can apply these quips to.
Yes.
For example,
all right,
if you have a friend who is auditioning for reality TV,
okay,
yeah, a quote from Pride and Prejudice fits very nicely.
Okay.
Let us hope, therefore, that her being there may teach her her own insignificance.
Whoa. Whoa.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Zing.
Yeah.
Okay. And then in the chapter, insults for grading house guests.
Yes.
When these guests consider extending their stay, this guide pulls from Emma when the hosts are ready to see these people go.
Right.
It was a delightful visit, perfect in being much too short.
That's well put.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. So I mentioned that this isn't one of its kind.
Right.
And there are a lot of similar books, 2 that I have in my possession.
Right.
And I'm going to show these 2.
Right.
There's this What Would Jane Do? This was published in 2014.
Right.
And this is The Wicked Wit of Jane Austen from 2002.
Okay.
And this little one, it's very much like the insult guide. It's pages that you just kind of flip through.
Right.
One quote per page.
Right.
The other one is a little bit more robust, 160 pages, and there's about 4 or 5 quotes on each page.
Okay.
So there you go. And not surprisingly, there's a lot of overlap. Yeah. And for example, the house guest quip, that's in all 3.
Right.
So, understand that. It's not too surprising. That Venn diagram of these books.
There's a lot of overlap.
There's a lot of overlap.
All right.
But what we like to say is any of these insults pair nicely with a cup of civility.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
And I have the tin at home, and you'll see it in the blog. We also have a blog about this Jane Austen insult guide. But when I completed my program with the Protocol School of Washington, we were given the opportunity to purchase Civility.
Yes.
It was a brand created for them by Harney. No longer can get it,
right?
At least that I have seen. But it was very good, as I recall.
Right.
But we would say even without that certain brand, a little civility goes a long way.
Well put.
And thank you. That brings us to hotel etiquette.
Okay.
Okay, and this was a little bit of listener follow-up.
Okay.
Chris, we love to talk etiquette.
Yes.
We've talked about afternoon tea etiquette,
right?
Dinner guest etiquette, even curbside thrifting etiquette.
Okay.
How you handle that, right?
It covers everything.
It does. And you've come up with something that we're going to trademark.
Oh, no.
And it should be the front page of all etiquette books. It's going to be the front page of my next etiquette book.
Okay.
And that is simply, don't be a jerk.
Wow. That's so important.
It really is. Keep that in mind.
Okay.
Okay. But this week's etiquette topic comes from listener Carol.
Right.
And she sent over an article that was, this was an article that featured prominent British etiquette expert William Hanson.
Okay.
I've got one of his books.
Yeah.
But he recently created the Grand Etiquette Hotel Guide for Hotels.com.
Okay. All right.
And this Hotel.com did a survey. And so this has a British slant.
Right. Yeah.
And he found that this survey found that the Brits commit a few etiquette faux pas.
Right.
And I'll include 4.
Okay.
And some of these are truly my pet peeves.
Yes.
Very annoying.
Right.
Okay. They call this one breakfast buffet queue jumping.
Oh, the English are famous for their queuing.
Yes. So this is just, when you get that breakfast at the hotel, people cut in line.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm waiting for my waffle.
That's right.
Be nice,
Yes.
Yeah. Don't be a jerk. Okay. And then, here's another one that really bothers me. Reserving sunbeds or
chaise lounges,
chaise lounge with towels.
Yeah.
So if you're at the pool or the beach, these people come in early.
Yeah.
Start laying their towels.
I'm marking my territory.
Right.
With this piece of cloth.
And we don't see you for a couple hours.
Yeah.
And then you come along.
Yeah.
That isn't right.
Yeah.
Okay. I kind of have a little.
All right. Calm down.
Of course, smoking in the rooms.
Yeah.
And then here's something that's maybe pretty British.
Yeah.
Washing their underthings in the kettle.
I saw this and I didn't get a chance. Like, what? What is this?
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't that? Oh.
Right.
Okay. But in the same study,
yes,
the Brits rank themselves as the world's most polite travelers.
Okay, as they would.
And our British etiquette expert says he's not surprised because really they do take pride in being very polite.
Sure.
But not to say that there aren't a few things that could be improved upon.
Right.
And actually, so I'll go through, he had a number of them, but I'll go through, I think we've got 5 here.
Okay.
The first one, he actually takes a nod from us, Americans.
What?
He says, even the Brits consider the Americans and German the most rude.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But it's not to say that we don't have some redeeming qualities.
That's right.
And he points to this. Did you ever watch Fawlty Towers?
So John Cleese and it was on PBS way back. Yeah,
right. It was a British sitcom.
Right.
And he ran an inn.
Right.
Fawlty, his name's Fawlty, right?
Ran it badly, yeah.
Okay, yes.
Yeah.
So there's this, he references this one scene where there's 2 diners.
Right.
And they're eating and they're just complaining to each other.
Right.
This is the worst beef I've ever had.
Yeah,
this is awful.
Right, yeah.
And Mr. Fawlty comes up and says, "How is everything?"
Yeah.
And they're going, "Oh, it's lovely.
I know.
It's perfectly fine."
Yeah. Good old passive aggressive behavior.
Yes. And he says, Hansen says, the Americans are not so reticent to say, "Hey, this isn't too good.
It stinks."
Well, I hope not.
Yeah.
But I would say that he's mentioning, we're human.
Yeah.
There's going to be mistakes made.
Uh-huh.
There's no, you should bring something that's, if it's subpar, bring that to somebody's attention.
Right.
And
well, I actually, and as a practical matter, I mean, if somebody's running a business and you're being, you're only as good as the feedback you get.
Right.
So I think, culturally, we being U.S. Based people, a little more attuned to, there's a way of delivering it. You can be helpful. You can say, it's kind of like, well, this could be improved, to be honest. And and if you're an astute business owner or manager or something like that, you'll take that and an advisement and do nothing with it or do something about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk a little bit more about that attitude and that method when we get to the number 3.
Right.
Which is about thank you notes. But okay. Second one is treat the staff with respect.
What a concept.
I know.
Yeah.
A little dignity.
Yeah.
If you've got a long line to the check-in, okay, you're probably, maybe you're weary or whatever.
It's been a long trip, and it's like, oh, we're going to spend 35 minutes checking in.
Right.
That's not an exciting thing.
No, but you don't necessarily need to take it out at the person who's checking you in, and
whose computers just crashed for the third time.
Right. Yeah. And get to know their names.
Right.
And that goes a long way too, because if you need something extra or just want to say, hey, really appreciate this.
Right.
Nice to have a name attached to it. And what he does, I love this. He makes because I'm terrible with names.
Sure.
I'm really good with faces.
Yeah.
But
You are. You are scarily good.
I know. I saw somebody I hadn't seen since junior high.
Right.
I saw them at the nail salon.
Right.
And I said, "Oh, I know you."
Yeah.
And they're like, "Who are you?"
Yeah.
So I had to introduce myself. But anyway, I'm good with faces, but not names.
Right.
So he just says, put them in your phone, you
Yeah.
know, just so you can, recall.
I am
who they
terrible with faces and names. So there we go.
Do you remember me?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Great. That's all that matters. Okay. He says 3, leave thank you notes.
Yes.
You tend to get a lot of negativity.
Right.
But sometimes people will go out of their way to help you.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
don't make all your TripAdvisor
Yeah.
reviews just only when things go bad.
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
I know that what happens, having taught marketing,
Right.
and we talked a lot about surveys.
Right.
Who are the people who are typically going to give you a
They're
response?
energized with some kind of bad experience.
Exactly. But to round that out,
Yeah.
on TripAdvisor, I'm in the
Right.
close to 100. I have no 1 stars.
Sure.
Several 5 stars. But, also if there's something that's disappointing,
Right.
I will say that.
Yeah.
So, but just kind of keep it balanced.
Right.
I think that's something to know going forward. Where are we on the?
We got about 3.5 minutes.
Okay, then I will move this along.
Okay.
Because I want to get to this number 4.
Okay.
The hotel corridor is a cathedral.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
This one always, because we travel a lot, we stay at a lot of hotels.
Right.
And, this
Yeah.
gentleman is also
Yeah.
a great traveler. And, you go to a hotel
Right.
because you're going to sleep at night. When you
Right.
get to your room, you want to sleep.
Right.
And I'm surprised. He noted like how people let their children run up and down
Yeah.
and scream.
We've had that experience.
We actually have.
Yeah.
And just as recent as our lovely hotel in Kingston,
Right.
Ontario.
Yeah. So it was about midnight, I think, and I'm just starting to drift off to sleep, and there's 2 ladies. I think they're camped right outside our door, and you can't make out individual words but you get the tone and tenor of the conversation. It was one of those wine fueled. They were something happened, and these 2 women were earnestly and kind of loudly discussing it. Someone is offended and all that stuff, which I really didn't care to hear at that time of night.
Right. And I think we say like, if this goes beyond 10 minutes,
right.
we're going to open the door. But they eventually did.
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then finally, what you can take and what you can't.
Sure.
And there's that line between souvenirs and stealing.
Right. Sometimes muddy. I don't know.
Yeah. It's
no, it's never muddy.
If you're going to take the hairdryer or the robes, that's theft.
Yeah.
But if you take some of the kind of nice little utility things they give you, like a nail file or sewing kit, that's fine.
Yeah.
Also, the slippers are, I've got a little collection of hotel slippers that they wrap up for you and it has their insignia.
Yeah. If you put your dirty feet in them, you're keeping them.
If you use them for sure.
Right.
So, and now they're doing a lot of sustainability. So those bottles in the shower are just refilled. Right.
Right.
And another thing we might add, if there's a colorful trash can, leave that too.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at you, someone in New York.
Yeah. All right.
You had a little trouble.
Okay.
So looks like I hear that, or looks like I think I hear that sound.
Okay.
I can't see it, but I hear it.
Okay, we're going to hear it now. All right.
All right. So I want to remind everybody that these are blog stories.
Yes.
The insult guide and the tea.
Right.
And I want to thank On TV Studios for allowing us to be here, all their assistants. I want to thank my arm candy and co-host Chris Gully.
Yep.
And as we like to say at Barb's Tea Service, please stay tuned.
Right.